Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of whatever this is. Unfortunately, because I have been sick, I am restricted to using text-to-speech until my voice gets better. I wanted to make this to just do a quick and dirty review of Tron, Rs. This review obviously contains spoilers for Tron, Rs. It pronounced us wrong, I may have to spell it like Res. Obviously the only reason to go see this movie is because Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack, and boy do those songs be slapping. I went and saw this movie twice, not because it was good, but because I knew I would be doing this review. Quick side note, when I went and saw the movie a second time, I bought a bag of these. I'm pretty sure the movie theater sold me an expired pack because the texture was really weird. I bought these from the store and they had no texture issue at all, plus they tasted better, so I should probably sue the shit out of that Regal Cinemas. Anyway, I haven't seen any other movies of the Tron series. I'm sure if I had the cameos and Easter eggs probably would have made more sense to me, but I did not feel like I was missing out on too much by simply jumping to Tron, Res. The plot goes as follows. The CEO of Dillinger Systems, Julian, creates a program that can be transferred into the real world with lasers. Unfortunately for Julian, his program only lasts 29 minutes before it collapses into charcoal dust, and so he is on the hunt for the permanence code, a line of code that could make the program last forever in the real world. Eve, CEO of Encom, Dillinger Systems' rival company, has found the permanence code and intends on using it to change the world by creating food. This is contrasted by Julian's use of the code, who wishes to sell the program to investors to create super soldiers. Julian makes Ares, the main artificial super soldier, and Athena, another soldier, to go get the code from Eve. Eve is captured, but to get the code, Julian would have to kill Eve. Ares is against the idea, because he has done the impossible and developed empathy for Eve. It literally is impossible for a program to develop emotions. You really need to turn your brain off for a lot of this story to make sense, unfortunately. So, Ares gets Eve out of the grid and back into the real world, so Athena becomes the master control and is ordered to retrieve Eve and the code. She makes a really cool big-ass ship that I wish we could have seen more of. Ares uses the permanence code to come back and fights off Athena, and then he goes out into the world to live as a human. Eve makes a massive technological breakthrough using the permanence code to create food and help the world. I forgot to mention that Athena kills Julian's mother, which was actually pleasantly surprising to see that Disney would kill someone on screen in a movie like this. Again, I haven't watched the previous movies, so I don't know if they've done it before or not. Julian, backed into a corner, transfers himself into the grid, alluding to a sequel, which this movie is probably going to get for better or for worse. My explanation was a gross simplification of what happens, but like who cares, are you going to see this movie anyway? I'll start with what I personally liked about the movie. I know everyone hates Jared Leto and for good reason, but I kind of felt his stilted and emotionless acting suited ours. A lot of people chose to not see this movie because he was in it, and I don't blame you at all. I am not disappointed that people didn't see this movie. I just care that everyone collectively agrees that the soundtrack is great. Speaking of which, the soundtrack. The music is literally so motherfucking good I can't get over it. It's basically been the only thing I've listened to for the past 3 weeks. I know it's not even Trent's best work, but goddamn it scratches my brain just right. What else I liked about the movie were the effects and the action scenes, save for the last one. For the last action scene, I really wish that Ars had his own plane to fight the big ship Athena made. I feel like that would have been a more engaging fight scene, because I'm weirdly obsessed with that big ship.
I ran out of free lines with my one text-to-speech, so hopefully this one will help me. That's it for the good parts. There are a lot of bad parts. I won't be able to go through every single detail or else we'll be here until the heat death of the universe. The acting coming from Greta Lee was very underwhelming. I don't think I've seen her in anything else, but I imagine that this is probably one of her worst performances. People talk about Jared's stilted acting, but I'd argue Greta's was worse. I would say more about it, but I don't know her work well enough to properly criticize it.
I ran out of lines with the second text-to-speech bot again. This site can have Mr. B speak for me.
I saw a video of Jared Leto coming into a half-empty theater of Tron, Aries on the Sad Cringe subreddit, and it made me laugh. I think I heard a lot of people say he's a cult leader, which is equal parts disturbing as it is laughable. I can't imagine being convinced into a cult by someone who acts like this.
I said, are you ready? How you doing, San Francisco? You know, we had to come and say hello and say thank you so much for coming to very few people in the world have seen this movie. I'm telling you, you're some of the first, and thank you so much for being here tonight. This is Tron Aries. I hope you're in the right theater.
I had to change text-to-speech people yet again. I think in this clip he isn't wearing shoes. Which isn't a big deal, but it's just incredibly weird to me. How the hell did they get Gillian Anderson in this movie? In an interview she says that the Tron series is a bigger world than the X-Files universe, which I find laughable. The X-Files is heaps and bounds better and more influential than Tron will ever be, and I am wondering if Disney heavily influenced her into saying something like that.
It felt like I was stepping into something that was much bigger than potentially even the world through the door of X-Files. It felt like because of what sci-fi was and how the different worlds that it was represented in.
I will say, I enjoyed watching this movie, but I am heavily biased because of the soundtrack. I would say it's your standard fun blockbuster watch. It doesn't make you think about the world, it doesn't make you think about the human race, it's kinda just an escapist movie meant to make you not think for 2 hours, like any blockbuster. Although who are we kidding, this movie did not make nearly as much money as Disney was probably hoping for. That's kind of all I have to say about the movie. If you're trying to decide if you should go see it, I think you should just queue up the soundtrack while watching the trailers and you'll get basically the same experience. Make sure you subscribe and tell me about how much you loved watching Morbius. Goodbye for now.